Sandy Munro interviewed Elon Musk. The link of the video is in the description.
I remember having dinner with you at that time, and I asked you, "Hey, how's it going? I heard Gawker says you got 4 weeks of payroll left." And you said, "That's not true." And I said, "Thank God." And you said, "We have 2." And I said,
no, I mean, there's still this sort of, like SpaceX was started from scratch. In the case of Tesla, it was like 5 people. There's still this guy, Everhard, who's the worst guy I've ever worked with, who tries to claim like sole credit essentially for creating Tesla. And if he's so damn great, why didn't he just go, create another car company when he was fired? But anyway,
well, I mean, that's a pretty good story. I mean,
yeah. Oh my
I remember.
He's assassin.
I mean, no, but I remember having this conversation with you. We were having a conversation about the Roadster. I think I can tell this story.
Yeah.
And I said, "How's it going, pal?" And you said, "Well, I got one problem. It turns out the Roadster parts and putting it together cost $190,000.
Yeah.
And I said, "I gave you $150 for number 16. So if you make 2,000 of these, you're going to lose $80 million." And you were like, "Yeah, or double that." I mean, they basically, the parts of the car cost more than they were selling it for when you were starting to get involved. It was disastrous.
No, I got involved well before that.
Well, before that, yes.
I got involved when Tesla was nothing but a piece of paper. Let me be crystal clear. Crystal fucking clear.
Yeah.
No, they didn't bring me in either. I was gonna start an EV company with JV Straubel, and based on the AC propulsion T0. And when I asked AC Propulsion if it was okay to do that, they said, "Well, there's also some others who want to create an EV company, but have not created one yet.
Yes.
Would you like to join forces with them?" And I said, "Okay, well, we'll do that." That was a huge mistake. JB and I should have just started the car company ourselves. Instead, we teamed up with Everhard, Topping and Wright. Big mistake. The actual moral error here was me trying to have my cake and eat it too, which is like, I just want to work on the technology and the product and have someone else be the CEO and sort of run the business operations, because I just like working on technology and product and design. And also I was like doing SpaceX, at the time, and our rockets were blowing up. So it seemed like, okay, this is like, I always wanted to do an electric car company. This is how I can have my cake and eat it too. That was a huge mistake and fundamentally a moral error. So in the end, I had to friggin' be CEO, and I didn't want to be, basically. But it's either that or the company's going to die. So we started with really just nothing, and the T0 prototype from AC Propulsion. That's the precursor to Tesla. To be 100% clear, once again, when we created Tesla, when I joined, there were no employees, there was no intellectual property, there was no prototype, there was no nothing.
Yeah.
To be crystal fucking clear.
And it almost bankrupted you. I mean, that sent you to the cliff of insolvency.
Yeah.
I mean, that was...
Yes, we were on the ragged edge of bankruptcy so many times it was ridiculous. And 2008 was one of the worst years, where basically GM and Ford, so GM and Chrysler went bankrupt. Ford almost went bankrupt, and trying to raise money for a startup electric car company in 2008 while GM was going bankrupt was difficult to say the least. People were angry that I even asked them for money. They're like, "Fuck you," and hang up. So the only way that Tesla actually made it through 2008 was a subset of the existing investors, which includes like people like Antonio Gracias and Steve Jurvetson and a few other key people, Ira Ehrenpreis, who I hold a debt of gratitude to this day. And I put in all the money I had left, and they said that everything, literally everything. I didn't even have a house. This is my ex-wife at the house. So I was like staying actually in Jeff Skoll's bedroom, spare bedroom. But there was the subset of the investors would say, okay, if I put in, they'll put in as much as I put in, so I put in everything, and then we closed that round 6 p.m. Christmas Eve 2008. It was the last hour of the last day that it was possible, because after that, people were like kept breaking for the holidays, and we would have bounced payroll 2 days after Christmas.
It was pretty.
That's doorstep.
I mean, it was an incredible moment in time, and people also forget at the time that the first 2 rockets SpaceX sent up didn't exactly make it to orbit. Like one
the
of them
first 3, right.
Yeah, the first 3. And I remember having dinner with you at that time, and I asked you, "Hey, how's it going? I heard Gawker says you got 4 weeks of payroll left." And you said, "That's not true." And I said, "Thank God." And you said, "We have 2." And I said,
no, I mean, both SpaceX and Tesla in 2008, if we'd simply paid our suppliers on time, we would have gone bankrupt immediately.
Tell us actually.
It was a pretty crazy moment in time, because I also remember asking you we were having dinner at BOA, and I said, well, certainly there's got to be some good news. And you took out your BlackBerry to date the conversation. I don't remember it.
Oh, yeah.
And you said, "Don't tell anybody, Jake." I said, "No problem." And you showed me the clay version of the Model S.
Yeah.
The most beautiful car I'd ever seen. And I said, "Oh my God, it's stunning. How much is it going to cost?" You said, "I think I can make it for $50,000. I remember it was yesterday. I said, "If you make that car for $50,000, you'll change the fucking world." And you did it. And it
was a little more than 50,000, but
yeah, you did.
Let's ask about SpaceX.
Okay, well, that's about SpaceX, but I want to ask one more personal question. Has life gotten easier for you as these companies have hit scale, or has the complexity made life even more challenging? Because those early days, it was just fighting to survive. Nobody knew who you were anonymous, and it was really just about the work. And now, let's face it, you're the world's most famous guy, and everybody's watching everything you do, but these companies are also very big. So what's life like for you today? Are you enjoying what you're doing every day?
Well, I mean, it's somewhat of a roller coaster. So there are like good days and bad days, and there are always like crisis issues. And, like sort of, knock on wood, like we're not like facing, death in the face. Like it's definitely like quite stressful when like, death is like trying to eat your face off, and like the foam is like, just getting and like, right there, it's pretty stressful in that situation. So like, both SpaceX and Tesla have, significant cash reserves. So like, it's not we're staring death in the face. We can sort of see it over in the horizon, so I don't want to get complacent or entitled, because but if it's not like just sort of foaming at the mouth and gnashing, trying to eat your face off on a daily basis, that's certainly, we've moved on from that point, and hopefully never return. But there are a lot of issues that need to be. It's just like if you're a CEO of a company, the chore level is high, and if you don't do your chores, then the company goes to hell. And I hate doing chores, frankly. So who does? So that's the real. Like, there's a whole bunch of sort of personnel issues and legal issues and things that I don't find enjoyable to work on. But if I don't work on them, the company suffers. So it's more like just the sheer volume of work is insane. That's the and then I go add to it with Twitter or something like that. So, I mean, honestly,
on your extra processor.
Yeah, I mean, I have a habit of biting off more than I can chew, and then just sitting there with like chipmunk cheeks.